Hi guys, Alice Taylor down here at Lytham Golf Academy, and today we're going to take a look and review the brand new TaylorMade M3 driver. Now there's a couple of different size heads, there's 440 and 460, so I've got the full size 460 version here. Let's have a little close up on the head, kind of talk to you about the technology in the head and why I've got it set like I have. Then we're going to hit 5 real balls on GC2, talk you through kind of looks and feel of the driver, see how it performs and see if you're in the market for a new driver. Is TaylorMade M3 a possibility for you? Right then, we've got TaylorMade M3 460. So on the sole of the club we can see lots and lots of carbon again, allowing them to move the weight around in the head, making it a more forgiving driver. Big part of the technology in the drivers this year is hammerhead, so this slot now behind the face certainly supposed to promote a more consistent ball speed across the club face with strikes. We've got a little bit more adjustability with the sliding weights this year. So we've gone from a T track in M1 to a Y track here. So we can have it very wide at the back to make it as forgiving as possible. Weights near the back making it high spin. Weights near the face low spin. So you can see I've got this set as low spin as I can. We've got the 9.5 head dialed down a little bit, which then opens the club face a touch. All the torque though this year is twist face. So a slight change in how they've pulled the toe back and the heel, so that hopefully those slight off-center strikes will be more accurate than ever. Toe strikes having a bit more spin, keeping it in the air, and those heely strikes having less spin, keeping it going forward. But TaylorMade M3, let's hit some shots. Right guys, so we can see ram-packed full of adjustability, lots of technology in there, and when I fitted myself before doing this video, it's taken quite a lot of fiddling and tinkering for me to get this set how I feel performs best for me. So I've obviously got 9.5 head down to 8.5, all the loft up at the front for low spin. And in testing, I've had some really good numbers. A couple not so good when I don't quite get hold of it, but let's hit 5 shots and let's see how M3 performs. So a really good strike to start, tiny little draw, and that is huge to begin with. So, any of you guys that have watched my kind of recent reviews of drivers will be aware that I'm in the market for a new driver this year. If they all go like that, this is going in the bag without having a shootout. Probably not expecting all of them to be quite that good, but first one was a real ripper to start. Again, strike felt really good. And I do believe that that's another biggie. And certainly you guys will notice from those first two, not too much shape on those. Now, I've hit those right out the middle, so the twist face technology I don't think impacts at all on those shots. And the club face with me taking loft off just sit just a little bit open, which again isn't a bad thing for me with left being my general shot and my bad one. Oh, that one was just starting to fall off the tee. I hit that right out the heel. So a missed hit. I'm going to blame the fact that the ball was in motion there. But when we look at the overall numbers, I'll talk through that one and then I'll take those numbers, take that one off, maybe just hit an additional shot at the end, so I've got 5. We all know that golf's challenging enough when the ball's stationary as opposed to when it's trying to move on the tee or move off the tee. So next one, M3. So just very slightly low off the face. Pretty accurate again. Love that distance for one that's just a tiny bit low off the face. By no means was that kind of bottom of the club, but certainly under the centre. So it'll be interesting when we look at numbers there to see if that one's spun a lot more. Right, so this is the 5th one, but like I said, I will hit a 6th one just to try and balance out. Now that was a little bit toey. We're seeing a little bit more shape to the left, which for me is where we're hoping to see that claim that the twist face helping me out. So again, you know, it's not always about hitting them perfectly. I'd love to hit everything like hit those first 2, but that's not realistic. That would be more my traditional slight miss hit. But let's just go one final one. Again, felt nice and centered, just a tiny bit low off the face. But all in all, I love the accuracy with those, which again is a huge part of me, but some good distances. Okay guys, so I know I've hit 6 balls there. Like I said, I'm going to look at the numbers with the 6, but then I am going to take that one where the ball was falling off the tee off and look at what 5 normal swings with some good strikes, some slightly off centre, see how M3 performs. So we move over, and what we can see is my club head speed has been just under 110 mile an hour, which I'd kind of expect. That's round about where I am at the moment. But you can see the 3rd one, 108.5 mile an hour. Ball speed dropped down to 154, but it was a very poor strike. Spin was low, but dropped off a lot. So if we just take shot number 3 out of there. Okay, so club head speed stayed around the same. Average ball speed, 158.5. So that's good for me. If I can get up to 160, I'm loving that, and I have got one at nearly 161. But we can see from the efficiency there, my ball speed to club head speed is really, really good. You can see the ones that were a little bit low strikes on the face launched a little bit lower. I did have my toe strike, the spin drop right off at under 1,000 spin on shot number 4 there. And we could see their peak height was really low, everything dropped off. But you look at the rest of the numbers there, good height, just under 30-yard peak height, some lovely low spin, so even with that ridiculously low one, I'm just over 2,000. But even with that toey one, 263 average, 298. So some really, really good numbers. And those first 2 for me, around 280 carry and 310 total, oof, they are what I'm after every single time. Right then guys, so TaylorMade M3, what do I think about it? I love the way it looks, don't know, on first testing, it's probably not my favourite feeling driver on the market at the moment. If I can get it performing like I did though, I think I can learn to love that feel. I think a lot of adjustability on there with where the kind of wide track the weights can move, obviously the sleeve, the adjustability, and a lot of different shaft options within the fitting packs. So please, please, please don't buy off the shelf and tinker yourself. I think you'd drive yourself mad with all the different permutations on there. Get along and get fitted. But certainly for me, I think set up properly for me, as I try and do with all the drivers, I think M3 really, really performs well. Did I see benefit in hammerhead? Potentially. I think my ball speed across my slight mishits towards the bottom and things, the ball speed stayed up. When I got that toey one, did I see the ball go less loft and spin more as twist face would have me believe? Still not seeing the results in twist face, didn't see it in M4, haven't seen it in M3. But M3, for me, really, really good driver and a definite contender for me for what's going in my bag for 2018. As ever though guys, get along, get fitted if you're looking for a new driver. If you're looking for something low spin, TaylorMade M3 is an option for this year. Really appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos. Comment below, let me know if you've tried M3, see if it's already in the bag. Has it been a game changer for you? If not, why not? Follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Ali Taylor Golf. Hopefully you're going to subscribe to my channel if you don't already, and hopefully I'm going to catch up with some of you guys down here in the future. Stay in contact.